All right, good morning. It is Tuesday, February 15th, and it's just 2 minutes before the open. I'm going to mute it for a second. We'll look at some levels and make some trades. Okay, I'm here live back. We're a minute into the open, so I'm going to designate the opening range right here. Oops, that's the NASDAQ. I do keep an eye on the NASDAQ, but I want the micro E-mini. Here we go. All right, we're going to blow this one up a bit. Put it on just for the day. A lot of sorts this morning. Okay, there we go. Here's the opening range for today. Let me collapse a few of my other screens. Let's see if we've got any economic data. We had some this morning, looks like PPI, and we've got Empire State Manufacturing. Well, we had that at 7:30 a.m. Okay, looks like we don't have any big announcements today. Well, this level's been notable. It's easy for me to remember. It's the 44.44, and it's no surprise that we're opening there. It's interesting how the market will find places to do business and then come back to that place and see if buyers or sellers step in. Let me pull up NASDAQ real quick. Let's see what we're looking at here. All right. I mentioned yesterday that my dotted lines here are the overnight high and overnight low. So we've got overnight high, overnight low. I'm looking at the daily, the 5-minute, 15-minute, and the 1-minute to see what price is doing. So looks like we're getting a good push to the upside right here in the morning. First thing, breaking out. And we often ask ourselves, what is the market trying to do, and is it doing a good job? And yesterday on the daily, if we look at that, let me pull that chart up. If we look at the daily, we can see that let me blow this up a bit. Well, looking at the daily, we can see yesterday was Monday, came down to this level, and then had a strong push up, closing, gapping higher. So we'll see if today's going to be a fill the gap day or kind of a gap and go day. So far, looking like a pretty good gap and go day here. But we'll keep an eye on it, see what the market wants to give us. All right. So with any trade that I place, I will always ask myself, what are my targets? So where am I looking to take profit? And then secondly, where am I wrong? Well, actually, a lot of times I'll ask that first. Where am I wrong on this trade if it doesn't work out against me? What am I willing to risk? And I've kind of told myself that if I don't have a level that I know where I'm wrong, then I can't take the trade. It's very seldom that I'll get into something where I'm in the trade and I don't have an idea where I'm wrong. Sometimes it's like a gut trade or a trade where the market is really moving a lot and you're focusing more on just reflexes and just quick muscle memory. But 95% of my trades, I have to know where I'm wrong, where the market's going to go to tell me, hey, dude, like this isn't for you. Get out of this one. And that's important to know that. So let's see. On the NASDAQ and the E-mini, we are getting closer to the overnight high. I'm just going to pull up the NASDAQ again. I've got shorter term time frames in NASDAQ, but I'm going to pull up the daily, see how it's looking here. Yeah, we'll see. I'm considering a short at the overnight high, somewhere around there. It'll depend on just what I'm seeing, though. We've had such a big gap and go today that I'm really not committed to it just yet. I'm not licking my chops over that trade. So it may get up there, and I may decide not to take it at all. A lot of my trading, it's not scalp trades where I'm in and out within a matter of minutes. It's usually ones that I'll hold for, half hour or longer. Now, sometimes price will come where I want it to rather quickly, and I'll scale out at a certain level. But usually my spots are places that I intend to hold for a decent amount of time, looking for the market to go quite a ways in the other direction. And as any trader, it's important, and it's something I need to work on. That's holding my winners, letting them run a little bit further. Knowing my scale out areas, taking profit, paying myself, and then holding on to some runners and see if we can kind of let the fish go way out on the line and see if we can squeeze a little bit more profit out of a good trade. And typically I'll just trade in the morning, 8:30 till about 10:30. Then I'm done for the day. Yesterday around, I think it was around 1 p.m. Central Time, we had a really big move. We came down to this level. This was pretty close to where the overnight low was. I think overnight low for yesterday was around the low 50s. There was nice confluence on the NASDAQ, and it bumped there for a minute and then pushed higher and really never looked back. And then, as you can see, we're up a pretty good amount this morning. So that's yesterday. Didn't get that move, but we had a nice move earlier in the day at about 9:15. So we certainly can't catch every move. Nobody does. If you think you're going to, you're lying to yourself, and you're gonna be quite frustrated. So we're gonna get on some good moves. We'll miss others. And most importantly, we're gonna take what the market wants to give us. We're going to take what the market is offering. Opening range retest is a trade that some traders will do. It is where we, push up, move away from the opening range here, push up, come back and retest it, and then continue on. So on this, if I was going to take a trade, my stop would probably be here below this level. Just because of the movement we've had lately, I'm really not sold on that one either. So things might change, but there's just some days where the opening range to me makes a lot more sense, and other days where I'm not as excited to get into it. And today's one of those days. I'm just not chomping at the bit to take an opening range retest. I, of course, could be wrong. Got to recognize that when we're trading, that you can be wrong. That being wrong is okay. I'm gonna mute it for a minute. If I see anything that interests me or a trade that I get into, I'll be sure to let you know. Okay, 8:43, we're 13 minutes in. Looking at the 15-minute candles in both the Emini and the NASDAQ. Not really seeing much one thing or the other this morning just yet. There'll be some days where I'm quite active, even in the first 15 minutes and then the next 2 hours, and other days where I just don't make a single trade. So this was kind of where the breakdown happened on Friday, this 70 level. It's no surprise to me that overnight high came up to 70 and then came back down against it. So far we've got a gap and go. We're 16 minutes in. All right, if I was short here, first target would be the opening area, opening range. I am not short, however. Short in stature, 5'8", but I'm not short this market. Not yet. I'm not really looking for a short here either. All right, we'll keep it on the E-mini here. Sorry for all the bouncing around. I'm just looking, fishing, trying to get an idea for what we might want to do here. Not in a position, not yet. I mentioned a few minutes ago, if you were short from 44.60, we are approaching the area that you'd want to take some off the table. This opening range, again, opening range is just the first minute. This is the minute chart here, minute bar, first minute of activity. So some traders will look, as I mentioned earlier, for a pullback to here, get long, stop below here, and then look for continuation for it to push higher. I'm reminded that this 62 level was an important area on, what day was that? Looks like Tuesday of last week. Oh, yeah, Tuesday earlier in the morning last week. I was looking at this 15-minute, really just seeing a big move to the downside and not knowing where I'd be short other than up here at the overnight high. But then as I scroll back, it looks like, where is it? Yeah, it was right about here. But that's hindsight. It's hard to see. Hard to see in real time. At least it was for me. Okay, still just sitting on my hands, which I'm fine with doing. There are 3 positions. I mentioned this yesterday, and I'll say it to remind myself that there's long, you're a buyer, there's short when you're a seller, and there's flat when you are neither, when you are just waiting for the market to generate more information. And for me, on days when we are inside of a large candle that we've previously put in, like, so we had this big down day Friday. When we're inside of this, it, at least for my trading style, it makes it a little bit more difficult to choose levels. Now again, I think the overnight's valid for a short, where you're running into resistance here, so that wouldn't be bad. But it just, for me, it never hit that level. It got close, maybe 5 points away, but just never got there. So we'll hang tight and be patient, see what the market's trying to do. Look at crude. Oh, it's falling pretty good. kind of a hard one to read here looking at the 1 minute. Just kind of messy right up in here. Looks weaker. Nasdaq still showing strength for the moment. Still, all the clicking you hear, I'm just kind of searching for clues, looking around, and truthfully, the more that I have to search and look and try to decipher what's going on, the more of an indicator it is to me that there's really nothing that I need to be trading. So at this point, looking where the market is, it's kind of like, hey, flip a coin. We could push higher from here, or we could push lower. It seems my screens are frozen. I don't know why. Here we go. I don't know what happened there. Let's see. Okay, we're back on. So, yeah, at this point, flip a coin. Higher, lower, anyone's guess. Boy, my system's running slowly here. I might have to sign off and reboot it. It's just not responding. quite slowly. All right, yeah, I'm gonna